Hello and welcome back to another episode of the SuperCoach Corner podcast, where today I will be doing my team talk, just going through the week that was and the week ahead, what trades I might be doing. I don't know. I'll just talk to you guys on the fly and see what we land with. Firstly, week just gone, not the best score, 1773. Drop in ranks now at 52,000, top 29%. It's a big hill to climb, but this is why we love to play, right? Like, it's an uphill battle, but we'll get there. Keep chipping away. It's a long season, so I'm more than happy to start the grind now, back into best 22, and see how far we can climb up the ranks. Only used the 5 trades so far, so I feel like that is a pretty good start, especially compared to a lot of the other teams out there that might have burnt a few more. So I like where we're sitting with there. In saying that, I will be boosting this week. There's no doubt about that. So down to 32, heading into best 22. But fingers crossed I can get majority of what I feel is the holes in my side fixed up this week and move from there. So that's where we're sitting at the moment. We'll jump into the team. We'll do a quick review of the squad that was. So this is what I rock with on the weekend. Just a couple like standouts. Blackstone, obviously terrible. Like, never again. Started Sam DeConing last year. I was thinking about this yesterday, and Blackstone this year. I don't want to be picking. I know the role's good. Like, number one ruck is good, and same with DeConing last year. But unless it's proven, I don't think it's there. Like, you shouldn't be expecting big numbers. It's 2 years in a row that I've been burnt by like a mid-price defender, thinking that all of a sudden they're going to turn into, I don't know, Darcy Cameron or Tim English or someone like that. Whereas they're not. They're just glorified Matt Flynn that they can't do much. So, yep, that was a mistake, and obviously held him for 1 week too long. Spoke about in the review how I just couldn't get him to anyone. Like, I wanted Naz, but obviously he was in the buy, so I didn't see it was worth it. Whitfield, likewise. I wasn't sold on Kirch. I wanted to wait. Coleman, again, the same. And I just missed the boat on those guys. Almost pulled the trigger to Blakey, but I didn't. Worrell, the same. There's too many injuries there. So, look, I should have probably gone last week. I even looked at going early on Farrow, but I don't like going early on rookies. And now I'm going to be bringing Farrow in this week anyway, but that's okay. So he's one that's got to go. The rest of the rookies here are all right. Lindsay, not a bad game. I mean, not a bad game, but not the role's still there, taking kickouts, just a few clangers. Dan Houston bounced back, which was nice. In terms of the midfield, a few of my pods sort of stood up. Brayshaw, Neal was nice for them to get good tons. Holmes pulled together late, which was good. And Butters, likewise, he started slowly with the C on him, and he rallied, which was good. He got a respectable score together. Bill Myers and Jagger Smith, decent scores for rookies. Jagger's drop in CBAs is what really worries me. So we'll have to wait and see there, and hopefully he gets that roll back. But it's not looking great, to be honest with you, with Chera back, and who knows where he goes in that midfield. He should be getting more midfield minutes than he did on the weekend, so fingers crossed that bounces back up. Davey Lindsay, again, should have gone last week. Don't know why I held the faith with this guy. I did the same thing last year. Held the faith with these guys for too long, and it 1 week too late cost you too many points. So yeah, he should have gone last week. It was a failed mid-pricer, and he'll be going this week. In terms of the bench, Milan and Cook, Milan's injured. Cook did well again. Dacos should be back this week, so that's nice. Ruck line, pretty stock standard. English, again, will have to go. It's unfortunate because it's just another trade, more injuries, but hopefully I can get to a guy that I'm confident in, which I should be able to. McAndrew, that's a huge score. Obviously, everyone has him, but 13 tackles for Ruckman is massive. And then, the forward line's pretty stock standard. Lawler playing a little bit more forward than I would have hoped, which is disappointing. Fingers crossed he gets more mid-time. It's not like a burning issue, still scoring 80s, which is nice, but yeah, he's not a keeper, obviously. So it'll just be a matter of we'll move him on when we have to. I don't think he's going to hurt us on the way out when we do trade him out. And same with Butterick. He's getting his hands on the ball a lot, but he's just not translating them to Supercoach scores. And it's a bit frustrating. I'm hoping that can turn. So I'm happy to hold the faith there because the role's really good. But yeah, again, another one that I don't think is going to hurt you on the way out if you do trade now or trade in a couple of weeks' time. And then the coaches, I traded him in last week. Just a sort of quick cash grab. Made 60 odd K. Scored a 78 with a break even of 8. So probably make another 30K or so this week. And then I can look into move him on after that. So look, it's not moving worlds for me, the trade, but it does help a little bit. So now we'll get into the trades for this week. So I'm still sort of tossing up in the air, and I'm a big victim of this. I wish SuperCoach would open and I would just make 2-3 trades or whatever it is and be happy with it, and then just not look at it for the rest of the week. But no, I'll be tossing and turning until the games have locked out. One thing I'm certain with it is that I want Farrow. I just love the role, and he's such a classy user, so I'm happy with that. Should have done it last week, as I said, but I didn't, so I'll do it now. I've got this that I've done, and these are the players that I want and guys that I'm moving on. So there's 4 guys here that I wanted to move on this week. Obviously, English wasn't here, but the injury sort of forced himself on. I was really eyeing off ZZ to Steen as sort of just like a wasted trade. Well, not wasted trade, it's a dead trade. Get him in, make some cash there. But I think that's probably going to have to fall to the wayside a little bit. He's going to have to hold his spot and just be a loop for the rest of the year. I don't see him getting a spot anytime soon in that Brisbane lineup. And yeah, I think he'll hold his spot for now. So I think it's got to be Lindsay, Blackiston, and English this week. Next week, I mean, we can look at that a little bit, but the coaches, Labour, Lawler, and Butterick are sort of somewhat there. I don't think any of the other rookies are. I mean, I guess we could chuck Lombard there. I don't think he's going to be making too much more cash. Except next week he will have that 20 out of his system, so probably will have a low break even again. Let's have a look. Yeah, if he scores a 40, the break even's back down to 9. So there is a little bit more cash to be made, but not heaps. And look, the way that Goulburn played as well, and then Humphrey back the week after, there's every chance I think he goes back to the AFL. So he's one that definitely could move next week. So this week, can I do anything here? This week, those 3 are gone, and I'm happy moving them gone. So Blackiston out. English, if there was more clarity around the injury, I'd almost be an advocate for training around him and just see if you could cover for him, which I definitely could have. But trading a Grundy from Lindsay or something like that because I had a bit of cash in the bank. But I just don't like in the injury report yesterday, it was TBC. I don't like the greyness around it. If I had a timeline, maybe I could work myself and get it to work. But no, I don't want it. So I'm happy to move him on. Obviously, it's between Gawn and Grundy. I'm not a big Jackson man. We've spoken about it on the pod a fair bit. I just think the ruck split, albeit he's averaging 122, it's still not a great role. And I think Cox comes in soon. He had a dominant game on the weekend, and I'm about to find it here. But yeah, he was dominant, and I just think he has to come in for Sean Darcy. So he'll come in, and I think he just plays more ruck than Darcy. He's fitter, and he's more dominant. I think he'll impact the game more than Darcy will in the ruck, and then those ruck contests for him will just have to grow. So will Jackson play more forward? Will he play more mid? I just think the scores take a bit of a hit. So yeah, I'm steering clear of him. It's between Grundy and Gawn. Honestly, I'm leaning Grundy. I know Gawn's run is incredible. Starting with Eston this week with the ruck curse that is Blackiston. Maybe Nick Bryan. We'll see what happens there. He's got Darcy Fort and Sam Draper, and then obviously the ruckless Richmond, Grundy, and then the West Coast in round 9 at Marvel. And then it gets a bit tougher. I mean, Giants is pretty easy, but English should be back for that one. Grundy's run, though, isn't hard. Wits, I know, has been a tough matchup in years gone by, but this year with the new ruck rules, I think it's a little bit easier. You can sort of run around him a little bit. Hasn't got a huge leap on him. Then he's got the Giants, which is an easy matchup. Briggs should be an Englishless doggies, you'd assume. So that's 3 pretty good matchups, I'd say. For 40k cheaper, the thing with Gawn, and I know it's Gawn, right? So this is where it's hurting me. It is Gawn, but Max Heath is dominating. I just think he gets a call up soon. And I don't think it'll take huge amounts of ruck contests away from Gawn, but could that be like 10 points less? Maybe. And he's just been playing huge minutes, like pretty much not even missing a minute in the second half, which is crazy for a ruckman. Is it sustainable? I mean, it's Max Gawn, so probably, but I guess we'll wait and see. But yeah, I'm just happy to go Grundy. I've only got the one ruck, so look, if I get Gawn soon, then I get Gawn soon. I think it's Grundy and Gawn. I had Grundy as my R1 all preseason, and I haven't seen anything that shows me otherwise. So I'm happy with that. And then this last trade is what is sort of up in the air for me. So I've got Grundy. What do I do here? Maybe I'll make it bold. Oh, whoopsies. I've got Grundy. Rookies, I've got Farrow, so I'm happy with that. Steen, I'm gonna have to let go. I half thought of the idea of going like Steen instead of Grundy just to get the cash, but I just don't see it's worth it. I want to be a bit more aggressive this week, try and get some points on people, and yeah, I think I don't want to be holding too much cash. So yeah, I like the Steen pick, but I'm gonna have to let that one through to the keeper. I think this is where it's interesting for Lindsay. I can go anywhere, obviously. Can go to the midfield, can get a ruck, can get a defender. I'm sort of tossing up between like one of these three guys, a value pick, and then bank the cash, a little bit of cash, or just go like I can't afford Bont, so like he's out. Let's trade. How much money have I got? So 690k. I can't afford Bont. Can I just do this quickly? Put shoes on the midfield. My coaches. Can't afford Gawn by what's that, like 2.5k. But I can afford pretty much anyone else. These are the guys that I want. Cozzy, I think, is just a top line forward. Let's check him. Oh, what is it? Keziah. Not even gonna bother. Like, and a break even of 49 against Essendon as well. Like, how much? Like, will he? I know he's a tag risk, but the run's not bad. Essendon and then Richmond and then West Coast. Might have the James Jordan tag in between it. I don't think like Joe Berry will run with him. So I think he beats up on those three teams and then maybe a tougher matchup in between. Can I get him another week? Potentially. One that I'm super interested is Kitty Coleman. I just think this negative 26 break even, the roll's there, he's warmed into it. 100 and 113. North, Melbourne, like that, they're pretty good. Like just to make cash in and of itself is tempting. Let's say how much if I brought him in, leaves me with 386k. That's heaps. That's what I mean. Like, how many points am I losing out on if I go Coleman instead of like Naz? Naz and Callahan are probably the two. Like Naz especially, I think he's just confirmed as a top 4 defender, right? So if you're going to be grabbing a big dog, you may as well grab a guy that you know is going to be top of his line. So it could be him. Where is he? How much is he? Heaney as well. I didn't even write Heaney down. Like, I know it's somewhat chasing points after a big game against the Eagles, but I was hot on Heaney all preseason as well. So I like him. I like Callahan. The issue with Callahan is the break even's 134, so he's not going to be out of my reach at all. So I think like, if I don't get him this week, I can get him next for a similar price. Or Sydney, like James Jordan's gone to him in the past. I mean, maybe not. Hasn't really impacted his scoring heaps. And then Foss is like 2 weeks potentially. So like if Finn O'Sullivan comes back and runs with him here, which he's been doing like monster jobs on people, you'd expect he goes straight to Callahan. He wouldn't bother with like Clary. So, like, there's a tag there. Can I just get him later and target this run here of like Gold Coast, who can be susceptible to leaking points? Essendon, West Coast, like they're huge ones. I want to get him by then. So it sort of leaves me with Naz or one of these guys. Kirch. Oh, jeez. Can't spell. Where is he? Oh, I've got a mid still. Why did I do this? Colby, 460k, 51 break even. Again, I don't think he's like... I think he's top 8. But I don't think he's going to get out of reach. Like, yeah, you might get a 520k, but I think the point difference and just the security might be worth going someone else. So, yeah. At the moment, I think it's Coleman is where I'm leaning. Bank that, and then I can move next week. There's Jordan Boyd and Goulburn are probably the 2 rookies to go next week, but if I can move Lukosius to like me Lombard to Goulburn and then Lukosius up to Cozzy next week potentially, could be the move to get some more upgrades going. But that finishes this one for this week's episode. If you do like this content, please do leave a like, comment, let us know what you think. But until then, we'll have our round preview coming out tomorrow. Look forward to the games ahead and just sort of preview all the trade options, not just our team-specific ones. So, yep, like, subscribe, let us know what you're thinking, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.